Hey, San Clemente. With November almost upon us, it's time for another housing market update. My name's Ryan Schramm. If you've thought about buying or selling a property in the current real estate market, stay tuned for this video because what I'm gonna do is break down the housing market in 7 simple key statistics that you need to be aware of. All right, key stat number 1, this word's getting tossed around like nobody's business right now, demand. What the heck is going on with demand? What does it even mean? It's really simple. It's the number of pending sales this month compared to last month. That number is down 11%. That marks the largest drop of the year, and since we're approaching the holidays, I'm probably gonna say that we can see that number decline even more. Secondly, active inventory, which is simply the number of active listings in town that if you wanted to buy, they were available to go look at and write an offer. The number, 132 active listings as of today. Now, when I organize things in my MLS by what's happened in the last 7 days, as of October 26th, 2022, we have 16 new listings in the last 7 days and 5 homes that fell out of escrow and have come back onto the market that are now available, included in that overall 132 active listing count. All right, let's take a look at price reductions. Many people talk about how they've seen on their favorite real estate app. I've seen a lot of price reductions, a lot of downward arrows. Out of 132 active listings, we have seen 15 price reductions in the last 7 days. All right, on to mortgage rates. Ever so critical right now. Mortgage rates are playing a huge role in what demand and what's happening in the housing market. As of last month's housing market update, we've only seen about 0.8% change. So over the last 30 days, rates have kind of bounced up and down, and they've landed, for all intensive purposes, pretty much the same as they were last month. But today, October 26th, I've been on the phones all morning and lenders are telling me, hey, pricing is actually improving today. So we'll see if that's something that really improves for the rest of this week and next week, or if it was just a good day to lock an interest rate. Be sure and stay tuned for next month's update so you can see where rates are at. All right, let's take a look at the closed sales that have occurred for the last 3 months. In August, there was 46 sales. In September, there was 53 sales. And so far in October, the month is almost finished, we've had 40 sales to date. The next key statistic, which is a good one if you're thinking about selling, to take a look at, expected market time. This is the amount of time where you've put the home active on all the online sites in the MLS to the time that the home has an accepted contract. Now, for the price ranges between $1 and $2 million in Orange County, the expected market time actually increased. It went from 67 days to 79 days, which is just slightly a seller's market. Now, for homes priced between 2 and 4 million, the expected market time fell considerably to a total of 123 days. So if you're putting your house on the market, expect an average of 123 days until you have a signed contract. And that number, 123, is 3 days over the threshold into slightly buyer's market. The expected market time is something we're going to be watching very closely. So I'll make sure and emphasize this on the next housing market report next month. And finally, it's always important to take a look at what selling season we are in. We're in that autumn market, quickly approaching the holidays. It's almost Halloween, and right after Halloween is when people start to kind of get into Thanksgiving mode. And once we hit that week of Thanksgiving, I can attest things really get to be difficult as far as doing business or getting out and looking at property. It just becomes challenging because priorities change. So if you're thinking about putting the house on the market, you've got just a little bit of time here before we enter into that Thanksgiving season. So here are my key takeaways from all of this data and putting it into perspective with what I'm seeing out in the market every day. If you are a seller, the pricing of the property is so critical. You also have to pack your patience because selling a house is no longer instantaneous like it was in the previous market. So with those things in consideration, when you sit down with your realtor, when I sit down with my clients, we go over everything. We have to have the correct expectation on what we'll see when the house goes out to market, and we have to have a plan A and a plan B and make sure we're keeping track of all of the vital signs for the listing. If you're a buyer, you might be looking up and saying, okay, interest rates are high, but at least there's less competition now than there was. I have a little bit more to choose from as far as active inventory. And as I always say, if there's a need or a true motivation there, right now is a great time to be a buyer. You can lock your rate before the rates go up even further, which many are forecasting will happen. And if rates get more favorable at some point next year, you always have that option to refinance. So in this current market where things are kind of tipping in some cases towards a buyer's market and more to choose from, there could be some good deals to be had. All this to say, if you're in San Clemente, if you're a homeowner here or that's where you're shopping, San Clemente has proved to be very much a little protected bubble, if you will, of real estate. I haven't noticed the dramatic changes that I've been hearing of in maybe other parts of the country when I talk to other agents in other states or even other parts of the state. Things remain pretty healthy here with a lot of multiple offer situations still, but with that said, I am seeing sellers who are just missing the mark on their pricing and their listings are sitting there stagnant, and in even some instances they're stale now. But San Clemente is a very unique market and we're watching it very closely. What I want to keep tabs on for you, and something we're going to talk about on the next month's housing market, is what are the rates doing? That is really the most unpredictable thing right now. Everybody has an opinion on what's going to take place, but all we can really do is watch it very closely and bring you the facts of what's happening so that all of you out there can make an educated decision. If you're thinking about putting a property on the market, let's have a conversation about it. There's a lot of strategy and thought process that I'm brainstorming with my clients now to put them in a position to be successful. And the same goes for buyers as well. Let's talk about that. You can reach me on my cell phone number. I would love to hear from you. Just shoot me a simple text message. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next one.